Hey, good morning, friends. It's me, Living Out Loud, and I am checking in today with a video I had actually promised yesterday. So if you've seen my last video, which was my small thrift haul from over this weekend, I showed you the little wooden spindle that I had picked up, and when I came across it, the very first thing that went through my mind is that's it. I'm going to use that spindle on my altar for a makeshift maypole. So I decided that I was going to make a video and show you guys what I did with this stick. And for all sakes and purposes for this video, I'm really not going to do anything majorly transformative to my spindle due to, you know, I don't know how to edit videos, so I'm not going to try to start learning how to do it today. But anyway, so I brought you guys into my craft room, and let me just show you what I'm going to do with it. Okay, that should work pretty well. All right, so obviously I have my spindle. I have at my disposal just some like twine ribbon, basically, I guess you would call it, or twine garland, and it's got like little pieces of green fabric on there to represent leaves. So I use that to fashion a small wreath to go on top, and I use a pipe cleaner to make it a little bit more stable. So I do have that part already finished. It doesn't look very wreath-like until it's actually on there and attached to the pole. But I left it off just so I could kind of show you guys how I was putting it together. Also, when I went through my cloth ribbons, I didn't seem to have very springy colors. So I'm going to kind of be stuck with some paper ribbon, which, I mean, you know, maybe stuck isn't the right word for it, but it wasn't what I originally had envisioned. But I actually went ahead and had cut this already just to try to, you know, save some time wise on the recording itself. So yeah, I just cut one strand of each set of ribbons because I plan on putting it on top. So we'll leave that be over here in this mess. And then I also just have a little bit of floral moss right here. And I'm going to use that on the bottom. This is what I'm going to be using for my base. I am not going to be permanently affixing this because this is something that I will probably like to change every year. It seems to me that anytime I set up anything for a sabbat, I tend to you know, change it up the next year to see how it works for me. And I bring stuff back from the year before, you know, like this year, this will add into what I had done last year. But I use this, it's actually, you know, a candlestick. I use it for a lot of things. It normally sits on my alchemy altar, and it holds a rock, actually. So, but we're going to borrow it for this purpose just because it's got a really good base in there. It doesn't fit into the actual hole. I like to use it upside down anyways. I think it's prettier. It kind of makes it look like a pedestal. So yeah, that's how that's gonna be. So anyways, done with the rambling. I just took my pipe cleaner and I fashioned like a little hoop. I don't know, bigger than that. And I definitely went a little wider. I actually did it a couple of times, you know, practice-wise to figure out how big I was going to want it, you know, because this is female representative. I didn't want it too big. It's a joke. Hopefully it's above other people's heads that it should be, or you guys should be in school. Anyways. And then I just took my my garland over here and I wrapped it around my pipe cleaner, and then the end of my pipe cleaner, once I put it on there, and was trying to figure out how I was going to attach it. Of course, my brain went to lots of different intricate ways that I could suspend it up there and blah, 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 because that's just the way my brain thinks. And I was like, no, Christina, keep it simple, keep it simple. So because it's a pipe cleaner, I just used my pole to give it its support, like so. Okay, so here's mine all wrapped up and ready to go. Definitely probably could have been a little prettier, but you know, I'm happy with it, so that's what matters. Okay, so there's the top of my pole now. Alright, and let's see if we can easily affix this ribbon like I have thought it was going to be. So I'm just going to take my tacky glue, and I'm like using the tacky glue for this just because I'm dealing with such a variety of materials that I feel that it will hold it pretty well. So I'm just going to dab the top of it with my tacky glue. I probably put a little too much on it. I have a tendency to do that. Okay, so now my ribbon, when I measured it more than twice the length of my dowel because I wanted to be able to crisscross it over the top, like so. And the tricky part will be to get this dowel to stay erect. Oh wow, I could take that many places, but I will not. We will keep this a PG rated video as much as I can. I'm bad with that sometimes. And so basically I'm just kind of like folding it in half so I can find my halfway point about approximately, and then I'm going to crisscross that on top. And so my original dab of glue apparently wasn't an overabundance. I'm going to put a little bit more on top of these two so my next two ribbons have something to grab on. As you can see, I have this terrible shaking issue, which is not helping this process. Go figure. That's what happens when you know that you got a one-shot video. You got one time to do it and to do it right, and I can't. There's no erasing, no try again. So I'm going with it. I'm making it work. And my green one appears to be a little shorter than the other one, so I'll probably just cut another one. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me to see my maypole. I saw nothing too fancy, but good center for my focus and my intents. I'm traditionally maypoles, you know, are erected for, you know, not just for a belting celebration, just it's a fertility rite, symbolizing the union of the male and female aspects for fertility. And wow, my ribbon just like exploded out of there. And since this one was just a little short, I'm just gonna use this for reference. You know, I guess that goes back to the saying of, you know, measure twice, cut once. We're gonna go just a little bit longer. That was some real efficient measuring there from yours truly. And let's see, that one's going this way. So then we're just gonna pop this green one this way. And then I'm gonna want to trim this up just a little bit. So they're a little bit more matchier. Probably not a proper word in the English language. But, you know, sometimes I just make my own. Okay, so there is the top part. And then I'm just going to take my moss and I'm going to add it around the bottom. You know, this upside down candle holder has a, oh, go figure. Well, at least you know the glue held. So yeah, I'm not going to mess with it too much more right here, as I need this glue to dry, and not to mention this isn't its permanent spot for the holiday. It's going to go onto my altar, so I might as well save my mess for over there. No use in moving it more than what needs to be. And that's it. That's going to be my maypole for my altar. And it doesn't want to stand because it's going to be a pain in my butt. But yeah, so with that being said, okay, Shauna, tag your it. I showed you mine, now you show me yours. Have a good day, YouTube.